my name is Sierra Bonds, and I am proposing a plan to prevent teenage pregnancy in the United States. I understand that this proposition will not completely rid our nation of this crisis, but I think it will drastically reduce the number of teenage pregnancies. I speak from experience when I talk about the challenges of raising a child at a young age. My son was born when I was only 18 years old, and the only experience I had before him was working at a daycare. I know that I wasn't prepared to grow up so fast, but I decided to step up and take the challenge. Too many teenagers and young adults become parents at a young age before they are ready. The rate of teenage pregnancy has decreased in the last 10 years, but it is still too many teenagers having babies. The decrease in the rate could be directly linked to the responsible use of birth control. Teenage parents are not the only ones who will face difficulties. Children of teen mothers are more likely to face poverty, poor academic performance, incarceration, and also become teen parents themselves. Here's a chart that shows different teenage pregnancy rates in different states within the U.S. The highest being in Tennessee and the lowest being in New Hampshire. Our nation's average falls somewhere in the middle. 1 in 3 teenage girls in the United States will become pregnant at least once before the age of 20. This is my two-part proposal to reduce teenage pregnancy in the United States. First is that we educate, and second is that we introduce contraception. We need to educate our teens about the responsibility that comes along with having sex and the precautionary measures that they should take before they decide to have sex. And for teens who may still become pregnant, they should be required to take classes that will teach them about their pregnancy and how to care for their new babies. The second step is to introduce contraception. We should give teens the option to get birth control and make birth control easily accessible by placing doctors in junior highs and high schools. I understand that everyone will not agree with my proposal, and it is important to look at both sides of an argument. Many may use their religion to oppose this proposal, saying that it is against their moral beliefs to use contraception and that children should only be taught to abstain from sexual activity until they are married. I argue that teens should know their options and be able to make the choice for themselves. I say this plan could decrease our nation's teenage pregnancy rate. Many religions view contraception as morally wrong because they say it gets in the way of God's plan. Pope Paul said that God created sex to create children and that man should not interfere with this system. And other religions also believe the same way. But I think every teenager should have the choice to decide for themselves that using contraception goes against their morals. Other people may say that informing teens about sex and providing contraception is the same as encouraging teens to have sex. I disagree with this and say that teenagers will continue to have sex, so it is important for them to be able to protect themselves and their partners. Thank you for listening to my proposal on decreasing the teenage pregnancy rate in our nation.